territory. And just days removed from Puerto Rico, CBS News correspondent David Begnaud. He's been reporting on the island since day one. He stopped by KSLA News 12 earlier this week. He worked here years ago. He gave us a first-hand account of the heartbreak that island still faces. At 6, he talked about the devastation. Tonight, we discuss why, at times, this island can't seem to figure out how to pass out water. It seems when it's Houston or New Orleans or any other that we've covered, we're able to mobilize and move these people out of harm's way. I mean, obviously, that being an island, it kind of presented a different little scenario.
Right.
After it hits, there's always some safe zone to move them to. Can't do that in this situation unless you fly them out of there, and that's quite a feat to get that done.
At Hurricane Harvey, you had the Cajun Navy, which turned out to be the civilian Samaritan, was the answer to everybody's prayers, right? Because, look, Doug, they didn't have enough emergency responders in Houston to meet the need. So what supported those first responders were the civilian Samaritans. I mean, I was at Harvey for a week, and I watched civilians rescuing upwards of 1,000+ people, right? Witnessed it, saw it. There's nobody to come in Puerto Rico. Unless you're on the island, and unless you can get a plane ticket, you're not getting in.
There's no neighboring state.
There's no neighboring state. There's no mutual aid, right? You have a big story in Caddo, Webster comes, DeSoto comes, East Texas comes. Nobody comes, right? Nobody comes. That's all you got. That's all you have are the people on the island. And you would think 3 weeks later, you can get them there, right? We can get boats there. We can get this. There's a hospital ship there, the U.S. Naval Ship Comfort. Nearly 80% of those hospital beds are empty. Why? You got people on that island who are in desperate need of medical care. Why are 80% of those beds empty? There's so much red tape and so many chiefs involved in directing the people where to go that there's a real breakdown.
How hard, because you invest yourself in your coverage, how hard was it for you to even leave, knowing that this country is in such disarray?
It was hard to leave. It was hard to leave. Journalism did a service in Puerto Rico. Don't take my word for it. Listen to the people who were there.
There's a disconnect between what has been said and the reality.
The best work that we can do is hold those people accountable. I didn't give water or food to anybody. I didn't rescue anybody. I didn't do anything worth recognizing. But what I did was relentlessly go back to the same people time after time and say, why is it that you can't seem to wrap your heads around what's causing the bleeding here? What more do you need in order to move this past an emergency? What is it?
We still need to do more, and we still need to get to everybody in Puerto Rico.
To which the mayor of San Juan later responded, we are dying, and you are killing us with the inefficiency and the bureaucracy.
Make sure somebody is in charge.
Behind the scenes, my bosses in New York were getting frustrated. Like, what is it? Why can't we nail down this? We've been talking about an emergency for 3 weeks. And I remember telling one of my bosses, come here and talk to these people, because nobody can give you an answer as to what needs to be done. Every day, Doug, the press conference started like this. We're making progress.
People, which we're getting.
Making progress.
Resources, which we're getting.
Making progress, but we need more help. But we need more help. But we need more help. It was the same thing every single day.
This is an emergency, for God's sake. The food had to get into my people's hands.
I don't know when anyone's going to be able to use the word recovery, because they've been saying emergency for nearly 4 weeks. And I don't know what it's going to take for somebody to finally figure out how to end the emergency and actually move into the recovery.
David is home just for a short time, preparing to return to Puerto Rico and resume his coverage of what is still an emergency for that island. A month into this, only a few hundred electrical workers have made it to Puerto Rico to help restore power. But with Harvey in Texas and Irma in Florida, for comparison's sake, thousands arrived to restore power. Again, the main culprit, you can't just drive a SWEPCO truck over state lines to help out this time.